three things I've learned from my executive career storytelling clients just in the last week or so. It's these things. One is know your value and embrace your value. But if you don't articulate and write down your value every year or two or three or four for sure, then you're not going to be able to really internalize it and reflect back on it and reflect it to others when you're trying to market your value in the marketplace, because not everyone knows your reputation, not everyone knows you. So you might think, well, if I just keep doing what I do, that my network will get me my next role. But for those who don't know you, you want to be able to articulate it so that if there's a perfect opportunity out there in an organization where you do not have touch points or people that you know, they can be compelled by your story. The second thing I learned is, value other people's knowledge and capabilities. So in other words, how do you do that? You do that by shining a spotlight on it and giving them, opening up the doors for them and taking your vision and giving them your vision of what you see that they know and do, versus just telling them that you have a solution for them and how they do their job. So good leaders really express their leadership by getting in the trenches with those people, understanding their needs, and taking your vision and opening up their eyes to see that they're in a tunnel and that they are able to do so much more. So that's the second thing, is leadership, shine a spotlight on the value of those who are working for you and make sure that spotlight enables them to see their value in a different way. So it's not just applauding your people, but it's actually opening up their eyes more. And the third thing I learned is it's not all about your work. So if you don't have a balance or a feeling of prioritizing your family first, then it'll come across. And a lot of people don't, and a lot of people don't learn to do that until later in their career. So good leaders have experienced what it's like to not do that and why they should do that, and they can reflect that back on their teams, and that will make the company ultimately stronger, even if in the short term it feels like, oh my goodness, they're not prioritizing work above all else. So the three things then is a good leader knows their value, and they are able to articulate that in a way that someone that doesn't know them will be compelled. The second thing is that they are able to shine a spotlight on the value of those who they serve, which is their teams. And the third thing is that they don't just prioritize work, and that comes across, because the culture, which is kind of a word that's been overused lately, but the culture and the whole feel of the organization, and ultimately the retention of employees and the performance, even in a competitive world right now, if you want to retain the good people who are consistent and high performing, then you'll build an environment that helps them know that they matter and that their families matter, and that it's not just about the bottom line. I hope this was helpful. I've been learning from my clients, or being reminded about some things, and learning new ways of understanding what it's all about as far as executive career stories and why they matter. Hope you're having a great day. This is Jackie Barrett-Poindexter. I'm owner of Career Trend at careertrend.net. You can also reach me on LinkedIn at Master Resume Writer, and on most of the social channels at Value in 2 Words. Have a great day.